Hello, my name is Guillermo Pass, and today I'll be teaching you about the 7 Habits Leadership Continuum. The Continuum is basically a pathway in which really highly developed people, like, say, children, can evolve themselves into interdependent and successful adults. The first 3 habits of the Continuum are being proactive, doing first things first, and beginning with the end in mind. The proactive habit is basically taking the initiative to do what you need to do without being told to do so. You don't need someone holding your hand. First things first means you assign a relative importance to each of your tasks and complete them based on that importance level. For instance, you don't want to buy a $700 Lego set and blow out your wallet before you buy food and water for the week. Finally, beginning with the end in mind means that you are able to assign a goal, and that way you can assign several sub-goals in accordance to that end goal, that way allowing you to complete the most optimal pathway to get to that end goal. These are all part of the private victory. They are called so primarily because that they develop you from an independent to independent person. They allow you to work independently without having to rely on anyone, by making you self-reliant. Next up, we have the win-win habit, understanding before you're understood habit, and the synergize habit. The win-win habit is a relationship between you and, say, another group that allows you to make profits for both ends. A lose-lose, the opposite of win-win, it would result in a win-lose, the opposite of a win-win, would result in the opposite effect, creating a negative spiral in which both parties will eventually get negative results. Understanding before you're understood means that you will actively attempt to understand another party's point of view, their objectives, what they believe in, and use that understanding in order to further your own objective, make them understand what your views are, allowing you guys to work together most efficiently. Synergize is working together in groups well. 2 heads are always better than 1. You need to make sure you can communicate with other people effectively. These are all part of the public victory. That was weird. They are called so primarily because you move from independent to interdependent, developing your interdependent skills, your communication skills, pretty much working in groups, a higher level version of independence. Last but not least, we have sharpening the saw. Sharpening the saw is a weird term to describe all the healthy habits like getting enough sleep, eating well, that result in optimal performance throughout your experience, allowing you to perform each of these habits to the best of your ability each and every day. You can use it to make everything a whole lot more efficient. A good example of this is this past week I went to a NASA program known as HOS, Aerospace Scholars. In that program, I had to take the initiative to communicate with other teams and make our purpose a whole lot more efficient. Like, we were in charge of discovering there. We had to come up with ideas in order to make astronauts be able to work on the surface of Mars. So I had to communicate ideas to make sure that our equipment from Alpha Team getting there would be there so we can operate. Thank you. I hope you learned something.